The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 has just been announced, and it seems we have another year of iterative upgrades. The new foldable looks almost identical to the Galaxy Z Fold 4 from the outside, with the differences on the inside. Does that make the Z Fold 5 a disappointment, or do the minor changes come together to create something greater than the sum of its parts? Let's break everything down and find out. Starting with the displays. It is essentially the same as last year, with the same size, resolution, aspect ratio, and refresh rate. That's not a bad thing, though. The Z Fold 4 has great displays. There's no reason not to use them again this year. Despite the new hinge design, the crease remains identical on both phones. While the screens are the same, we'll highlight the key specs for those unfamiliar with either phone. The cover screen is a 6.2-inch, 120Hz AMOLED display covered with Gorilla Glass Victus. Open the phone and you'll find a 7.6-inch, 120Hz flexible AMOLED display with a built-in screen protector. Both displays get plenty bright, but the inner screen is more reflective, making outdoor usage more difficult. Performance-wise, the Z Fold 4 was a huge upgrade over the Z Fold 3 in this department, thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. The Z Fold 5 uses the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, and it takes all of the improvements from the 8 Plus Gen 1 and turns everything up to 11. Raw performance is even more robust, yet the chip runs even cooler than before and merely sips power. Like the Z Fold 4, the Fold 5 comes with 12GB of RAM and 256GB, 512GB, or 1TB of storage. The Z Fold 4 was a pleasant surprise when it came out last year. The efficient chip meant that it was the first Samsung foldable that could easily last all day. Battery life isn't anywhere near as good as battery life on something like the Galaxy S23 Ultra, but that isn't surprising since the Z Fold 4 battery is smaller, and there are two displays. The Z Fold 5 is still brand new, so we can only speculate about battery life for now. However, things are looking good. It has the same 4400 mAh battery as the Z Fold 4, but the 8 Gen 2 is even more efficient than last year's. I doubt we'll see a huge difference in battery life, but any improvement is welcome. Also, when the phones are empty, you can charge them at 25-watt wired or 15-watt wireless charging. On paper, the cameras are identical to the Z Fold 4. We have a 50-megapixel wide, 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 12-megapixel 3x telephoto. On the cover screen, you'll find a 10-megapixel cover screen camera, while the folding screen houses a hidden 4-megapixel camera designed for video calls. We don't have much experience with the Z Fold 5 cameras yet, but it's safe to assume performance will be almost the same as the Z Fold 4. These cameras take good photos, but not the best. Space constraints prevent Samsung from using top-tier cameras on foldables, but at least they offer decent quality. The Galaxy Z Fold 4 has been updated to One UI 5.1 and Android 13. The Z Fold 5 is One UI 5.11, a new version still based on Android 13. This update adds some new features, such as improved app previews in the recent app screen, a gesture to switch pop-up apps into split screen, swiping pop-up apps and getting a preview of minimized pop-up apps when hovering with the S Pen. Both phones are promised 4 years of Android upgrades and a 5th year of security patches. At the end, the Z Fold 5 is the obvious choice. The 8 Gen 2 chip might not be another giant leap, even a small improvement in efficiency matters on a device like this. The phones are very similar, but the upgrades make the Z Fold 5 worthwhile, as does the extra software support. But what if you already own the Z Fold 4? Then stay where you are. While the Z Fold 5 is the natural choice for new buyers if you already own the Fold 4, there is no reason to spend $1,800 only a year later when so little has changed. Having said all that, we'll probably see some incredible savings on the Z Fold 4 soon. It was as low as $1,200 on Prime Day, and the special offers will only go lower as the Z Fold 5 is launched. If you could get a Fold 4 for less than $1,000, I'd argue it would be worth it over the Fold 5. Anyhow, guys, what do you think about that devices? Let us know your thoughts in comment section below. Be sure to subscribe. Peace out.